Hey folks, how you doing and welcome back to my channel. My name is Leonard and you're watching the product reviewer. Now today I've got the Realme Watch 2 Pro. This one was released just about 2 months ago and today we're going to check out all the features, look at the specs and see how accurate this watch actually is. Now before we start with the video, please leave a like and subscribe to my channel. Also, don't forget to click the notification bell to always be notified whenever I upload new videos. Now with that being out of the way, let's get started with the video. This smartwatch has a huge 1.75-inch color touch display with a decent resolution of 320 by 385 pixel. As you can see, we've got a square case watch instead of a traditional round case with one physical button on the side, with which we can only turn off the screen or on and go back to the main screen. One big thing to mention about this watch is that it may be IP68 waterproof, but it is not swim-proof, so be careful. As for this watch has Bluetooth 5.0, has an accelerometer, heartbeat sensor, Spo2 sensor, and it is available in 2 different colors, black and silver. Now, before we get into some features, let me tell you a thing or two about the design. Overall, this watch looks great and it really doesn't look cheap at all. But in reality, we only have a glass front and a plastic back and frame, just to let you know. As for the features, we get around 90 different sport modes. With them, we have the most common ones covered, like running, strength training, or cycling. We have a blood oxygen tracker and the usual heart rate monitor, a weather widget which is showing us the current weather situation, and a little weather forecast for the next 5 days. I mean, you can just look outside the window and check out the weather for yourself. But if you're living in a dark hole with no windows and you've never been outside, this may be the perfect feature for you, Mr. Caveman. Well, I now had this watch on for about a week or a couple of days, and I can tell you that the sleep tracker is working just fine. It's pretty much accurate on when I went to bed and woke up. It is showing us the deep sleep, light sleep, REM and awake time, and it even shows us our nightly heart rate. Before we head to the battery life, let me tell you right quick that unlike with the heartbeat sensor, which is tracking your heartbeat in 5 minutes, 10 minutes or 30 minutes intervals, there's not such a feature for the Spo2 tracking, so you always have to measure your blood oxygen value manually and there's no continuous blood oxygen measurement. Now, the battery life is awesome. Now, if you're looking for a smartwatch with a long battery life and you don't want to spend too much money, the Realme 2 Pro might be worth a second look. Now, I've been wearing this watch for about 5 days now, and it only went down from 100% to like 60-65%, and I've been doing 2 workouts with the GPS for about an hour, and I've been using this watch a whole lot. My brightness settings are like on 50%, and like I told you, I've been playing around with this watch a lot. Okay, let's jump into the navigation of this watch and check out a few more features. By swiping left, you get through your different tiles, but you can only have the sleep, heart rate, weather, activity, and music player in the rotation. You may be able to kick some widgets out of the rotation or rearrange the order of them, but you cannot add any other widgets. If you swipe down, you see all of your notifications and even missed calls or emails, and if you give them another tap, you can open up the message and read it. Unfortunately, you cannot reply to any messages, and since you don't have an internal microphone or speaker, you cannot answer any calls. You can only mute them or reject them. If you swipe to the right, you get to your quick panel on which you have your D&D mode, settings, brightness, and a power saving mode. But if you activate that, the watch will only show you your time and it will literally do nothing else. So your smartwatch turns into a non-functional digital watch, which makes me think, why even bother buying a smartwatch then? But it's up to you. As for last, if you swipe up, you get to your app menu. Over here, you will find your workout records, so you can always look at your past stats of your workouts. You have an alarm, timer, stopwatch, your music player with which you can skip a track, go back a track, play and pause and adjust the volume. But since you have no internal storage, you cannot transfer any music files to your smartwatch. Same goes with the watch faces. But at least we have a decent variety of watch faces to choose from in the Realme Link app. As for next, we have a guided breathing session between 1 and 10 minutes, the Find My Phone feature, and we can take photos with our smartphone through our smartwatch. So there goes all the features, but how accurate is the heartbeat sensor and the built-in GPS? As for the heartbeat sensor, it definitely is on the lower side of things. On average, I would say it's like 5 beats lower than it should be, but overall, not too bad. Now, as for the built-in GPS, I was kind of surprised. First up, you normally do not get a built-in GPS with a lower cost smartwatch. And second, if you do get one, they are terribly bad. But this one is really not too bad. Of course, it is not 100% accurate, but overall, I would say that it roughly keeps track of where you was going. It may cut some corners, and even though you're only walking straight, it never tells you that you're walking straight. But overall, I would say that on average, it is only like off by 10 meters, which is not too bad. And that's basically it for the features. So let's have a look at the Realme Link app. And after the struggles of installing it, it is very basic. You have a clean overview of your health and sport data. You can change and swap your watch faces over here and do a whole lot of customizations, like what notifications you want to receive, add some workouts, set some health reminders like high or low heart rate alerts, stand-up reminders, or even drinking reminders. So you always stay hydrated. Now I'm not going to explain the whole app, but those were the major things to mention. So now at this point, we're basically through with all of the features. So what do I think about the Realme Watch 2 Pro? I mean, I really cannot complain too much. It only costs 75 euros and we get a bunch of features like an inbuilt GPS, which is rather accurate. We have an Spo2 Tracker, over 90 different workout modes, and a battery that will last forever. I mean, you also have a big 1.75-inch color touch display, and actually the only tracker that is missing is a stress tracker. And I'm not paying too much attention to a stress tracker anyway, so it doesn't mean too much to me. Now, if you would ask me if I would recommend this watch, I would say yes. I mean, there are definitely other watches in this price category which are equally good, but there are not too many which are better. Now folks, that's it for the video. I hope you liked it. If you did, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to my channel. Also, click the notification bell to always be notified whenever I upload new videos. And with that being said, see you next time. Peace.